Hey guys, I am so excited to have Jinger here with me today. We get to pick her brain about motherhood and things that she has overcome, and she's got such a fun family and just such a bright spirit.
Thank you.
Can't wait to hear what she says. So what is something in motherhood that you have expected, didn't expect, and have had to overcome over the years?
Everything. Motherhood for me was just not a natural process. Like I felt like I always wanted to be a mom, and I knew that. And I sort of jumped into it. But like the whole process of even having my first baby and being pregnant was really hard, and I just wasn't quite prepared. I think I may have jumped into motherhood maybe a little early looking back. Yeah. But at the time I was just like, yeah, this is gonna be great. But I think the most unexpected thing, how challenging it is to raise your kids independent and allowing them to just be who they are and not who I envision them to be. I think that has been the most difficult thing for me, is just looking at my kids and looking that they're, and giving them the space and the respect, I guess, to like grow into who they
So how did that look like? Did you have like a certain hobby or a certain character that you were thinking of and then realized?
You know, okay, I'll give you like an actual example. So Gage is the oldest. I always expected that my kids would love sports because I was super active and I never got to play sports because we were homeschooled, but I always imagined being the mom that had like her kids in every sport, doing all these different things, and my kids never really latched onto that. They were more into like, Gage likes Dungeons and Dragons and editing videos and like, we're a little more on the digital side and like, creator side. Like he started editing videos when he was 12, you know? So it just, they kind of developed their own talents, and I think that's something I intentionally wanted to do, is just be understanding of who they wanted to be, you know?
So how was that transition of realizing like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna be the sporty mom going to every single sports event, to realizing, was that something that you had to grasp personally yourself?
Yeah, I think I woke up one day type thing, and it just occurred to me that they didn't look the way I thought they would.
Okay.
That the kids didn't turn out to be like the teenagers, because Gage is turning 16. They didn't turn out the way that I thought that they would be, like made up in my mind, but it's also way better. The reality is better than what I imagined. So it was easy, I just sort of had to accept it.
Yeah.
But it was easy to do, especially for Gage.
So did you have them in like Pee-wee sports when they were little? Testing it out?
We tried that and it didn't work very good. So I was like, why am I making him put on cleats and he doesn't want to go? This is stupid. So he sort of gave up on Gage, and then Luke did football, and he kind of liked that, and then we ended up moving, and then we kind of like plunged into YouTube, and so we didn't quite sign up the younger boys. I kind of, after things didn't go as well with Gage, with sports specifically, I decided that I wanted my kids to tell me if they wanted to play sports instead of just signing them up. So I waited for Luke and Kyle to start showing interest in stuff. Luke showed interest in like football, so that was cool. So we did that for a little bit. But Kyle's really been into parkour and like other things that are not like organized sports. So, but I think just like having that vision of your kid, like, you know, you get pregnant, and within 24 hours, that kid has lived a full life in your mind, which I think is like, some people don't get attached to that.
Right.
I do.
Well, that's part of like, I always liked finding out what I was gonna have if I was gonna have a boy or a girl, because then you could imagine even more of their life.
Because you kind of have a duality going in the beginning where it's like, if it's a girl, it'll be like this, and she's gonna have long flowing blonde hair.
You're like, but I want to know the end.
Yeah,
so I need to find out what the end is gonna be.
And then the boy version and the girl version, and then one sticks, you know, and you just play it from there.
And then there's a surprise anyway.
Exactly. But overall, motherhood has been the most growing and stretching experience, I think, next to marriage. I think it's pretty equivalent for me. And
I thought I like had grown up some whenever I got married, and then when I became a mom, I was like, wow, I was so immature and had so much to learn, and still do, but it's just, it's eye-opening.
Like. We're at the point where all these teenagers are coming over and hanging out, and I'm like texting my older sister saying, I'm the chaperone, question mark? Like, what
do I do? That's it, all the different phases, there's so much to learn.
I think life in general is about just the journey. And throwing in motherhood into it has just been so many puzzles, so many adventures, so many side quests along our little journey. And it's made it really fun and exciting, you know?
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
I love this. I love getting to learn from moms that are ahead of me.
Oh, you're doing fine.
Are experiencing new stuff. I think it's just fun to be able to reach out. And I've even learned lately, like reaching out to younger moms that don't have as many kids as me. Like I've been learning some valuable stuff about that. So I'm excited to be able to bring you guys along and learn about that stuff so much more, because it's so much fun to be able to just encourage each other and pick each other's brains and figure out like what's been going on. And
I think women in general are just powerful people. And I don't want to be like sexist here. Of course, men are powerful and great and all that, but I think women's beauty and women can be graceful and quiet and reserved, and maybe not, like I'm not that quiet, but I'm just saying I think that it's easier to overlook the power within a woman because a lot of the times it's distracted by 5 kids in their hands, right? Or the fact that you were up at 4 a.m. or the fact that you haven't slept in 7 years. I mean, it is easy to overlook other women, I feel like. And so I think the creative space is like what you're doing here, is just like really bringing women together and highlighting like the beautiful struggles and all the smiling through the scars. And I come from a family of 12 and I'm the 6th. So I have sisters that are just starting to like have babies and they're like already better moms than me, you know? And I learned so much from them and they just have these little tiny kids. And I think everybody just is at different places. One 20-year-old having a baby looks totally different than another 20-year-old, you know? And so I think that everybody just has something to give always.